Okay. Other industry news, and I'll let you cue this one up because this is much more your space, but a company that I haven't heard of called Calero appointed a new chief revenue officer, Eric Martorano. So
Martorano. Yeah.
why are we talking about this one?
So a couple of reasons. First of all, Calero is the market leader in technology expense management, managing well over $15 billion in annual spend, specifically in the communication space. And they are going after the SaaS market as well. And in doing so, they've hired this guy, Eric, who has a deep executive background at Microsoft and other large organizations, managing their channel sales and managing their channel and ecosystem experiences. So I think there's a massive opportunity to be able to look at technology, inventories and activity, actually going back to the AI discussion, figuring out where are all the servers, how are all the networks being managed, how does all this traffic get managed, and how is this going to change now that we are going to 5x or 10x some of our infrastructure investments. I think it's going to be necessary for companies to look at this infrastructure management layer to a greater extent as just part of the nuts and bolts total cost of ownership. But I also think there's this opportunity to think about this matchup of talent in company, because Eric Martorano has this executive background. He's coming to a company that is about 1,000 employees and needs that next level of enterprise maturity. And I think that's an interesting perspective when you think about the current tech environment, where frankly, there's a lot of layoffs happening at large software companies and large tech companies, and even to some extent in IT departments. But there's still this actually big need at the mid-market level for organizations that want to compete with enterprises and are trying to figure out what to do next. They need to bring in, I wouldn't quite call it adult supervision, but at least somebody who understands what that next level of growth looks like to become a, call it 1,000 to 5,000 person company instead of a 500 to 1,000 person company. So I think this is also represents kind of an opportunity for people who are looking at that next stage of their career or trying to figure out what to do next, and saying, hey, there are these opportunities out there. You're just going to have to start looking at companies that may not have been quite on your radar. Kind of Calero, like Calero's not on your radar, Charlie. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I think it is interesting. I think it's one of the things that I mentioned this podcast I've been listening to, and it was one of them that I found very insightful, was this product manager or chief product officer who had crossed everything from like our traditional space of B2B enterprise tech to developer tools to consumer product. I mean, just this huge swath. And the point that he was making was that it was actually an asset to him, that as he dug deep into all these areas, he found nuggets that were transferable into other areas. And I think we're going to see that more and more. And I think AI has an interesting impact in that it's sort of this normalizing layer, right? Where it starts to allow you to sidestep some of the need for domain expertise. That's not really right exactly, but it gives you an avenue, I think, to cross bridges and to go different directions.